So you were saying you felt like a god when you were flying?
Yeah, I did.
Welcome back to this series called How to Fly FPV. And if you've been following along, you might have the Tiny Hawk and you've got some experience flying line of sight. Well, today we're going to do our first ever FPV flight and I'm going to set you up for success. I'm in a spot here which is quite nostalgic to me because back in 2015 this is where I had my very first FPV flight. Sadly it ended with a crash and a 1.5 hour search in the dark by just the light of the phone torch. When I eventually found the thing, it was broken. And I don't want that to happen to you, so let's have a quick discussion about how to set you up for success. And really you've just got to consider first your location. You do need somewhere nice and open, out in the countryside perhaps. Really you want short grass, no crops. I'm confident today though that the crops will be fine for us because I'm an experienced pilot. And even Eli, who's my little boy, here he is.
Hi.
He has a little bit of FPV experience and he's a new pilot, but he's going to be demonstrating today and I'm confident he's going to be alright at this location. But just look for somewhere with short grass, no buildings, no people, nice and safe. And the beauty of using the Tiny Hawk is that even if you come back towards yourself very fast or you hit anything, you're not going to damage yourself or anything else. So we're going to get into that in a moment, but the last thing you want to consider is the weather. Make sure it's not too close to sunset because you don't want to be looking for it in the dark. You don't want any wind, especially if you're using the Tiny Hawk. And you want to position yourself somewhere near a feature that you'll be able to recognise through the FPV camera. So this is a fairly clear spot, but we're here by this tree and this gap. And we've also got this path behind us here, which will be a great visual reference when we're up in the air. One thing that a lot of people overlook is setting up the correct video channel between your goggles and the quad. If you've got a modern receiver like this, you'll be able to do it just using the buttons on the outside. But chances are if you bought the Fat Shark Dominators like this, what you're going to have to do is take the door off and the receiver might be inside. So you have a look on there and then you set those dip switches accordingly. I've got mine set to race. Once you've got your goggles set to the correct band, I'd recommend race band. Set the channel in the drone so that it's the same between your goggles and the drone. So on the Tiny Hawk you actually have a little button here which does the channel for the VTX, for the video transmitter. But even better than that, it has smart audio, which means that we can control and change channels and settings via the goggles. To access the menu in the goggles, you're going to put the throttle to the mid position, you're going to yaw left, and then you're going to pitch up, and that will bring up the menu in the goggles. And I'm just using the sticks to do this. I go down to VTX SA, I go across one more time, and you can see the band is set to race band, which is what we set the goggles for. So we are going to stick on race band and then we're going to go to the channel and we can change that to any channel we like, 7, 6, whatever channel you want. So we're going to leave it on 6 for now, and there you go. That's how you set your band and channel. When you go back you just go down to save and exit, and now you've set up your VTX so that you're on the correct channel. That's really important because you don't want to lose video on your very first FPV experience. You can't fly if you can't see. So make sure that your goggles and your drone are set up accordingly. In an ideal world, you want a second pilot with a pair of goggles and a third person who can watch where the quad is line of sight. And the reason is so that they can visualize it and see exactly where it is, and if and when it goes down, they can keep their eye on it and go straight to it and be able to find it. Just use your phone and video the flight, and then you've got another source of reference. If it goes down, you can't find it. If you've got Fat Sharks, use the buttons to access the menu, put an SD card in there and set it to record. So we're all set. Eli's about to take off and you're going to go up. Go on Eli, you can take off now.
I can't see anything.
You're on the wrong channel. Okay. So how about now?
Yeah, that should be okay.
Oh, you should have said. He's been sat there, he couldn't see anything. Okay, so off he goes. Now what I want you to do, Eli, he's getting quite good because he's been flying a little bit now, but I want you to stick to that path, fly away, and then fly back. Now you can see where we are. Higher, give it some more, that's great. Some of the things I've been trying to teach Eli is to go up high where it's safe to begin with, and then to learn the controls, how to turn around, to memorise where he is, so that when he does turn around, he'll be able to find his way back. So it's really easy now because there's that path, isn't there, Eli?
Yeah.
And there's this tree. So would you like to try going through that gap?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not ready.
Now, if you do get a little bit daring and you decide to go through a gap or to try some more advanced flying anywhere near obstacles or trees, turn around, Eli, because you're going a bit far away. There you go. Start following that path back. And you've got to really practice going a bit lower when you can, especially if you are near any obstacles. If you're near any trees, it's much better that you crash lower down, because then you just don't have to climb the tree to find it. So Eli's doing really well. He is a bit above that tree there, and if you've got another person with you, they can tell you how high you are, because it's really easy to get disorientated and just to get carried away and to get too high and to lose it. So you've got to keep an eye on your battery as well. You can see our battery's going a bit low now, so it's time to come in, Eli. Can you remember where we are?
Yes, I'm actually.
Brilliant. Now the beauty of the Tiny Hawk is that when it does come into land, it doesn't matter if you zoom right up. Okay, disarm.
Okay, disarm.
Another tip is to learn where that disarm switch is. So here's Eli's landing. Not too bad. And that's why I said stay low. It's in a bush, yeah, but the drone is absolutely fine. It'll live another day. He flew all around there. And how did it feel, Eli? Did you enjoy it?
Right.
Is it cool being a bird?
It is, well, but more like a bee or something.
Yeah, well this is more like a bumblebee, and it's great being a bumblebee, but for now we're sticking with this as a training tool. And the amazing part is that as we progress through this, we're going to get better equipment, more power, we're going to get a better camera so the experience is more immersive, and just have an amazing time really, become an eagle or even a dragon. Should we fly again?
Yes, we shall, because that was well fun.
Yeah, great! Oh, you're going quite fast.
Oh god, I'm in the grass.
Oh, okay. What happened? Because I wasn't riding along.
Where I am, dude.
Okay.
No worries.
So you know where you are, and you've not left the goggles in the sun.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
We're going to take... now, we've got... Okay.
Do some flips and do some peeks.
Okay. So we've gone down. I missed him go down.
In the
So a
grass,
mistake has been made. However,
but luckily,
we have video in the goggles. We have a beeper. And
I
Eli
know
remembers
where it is.
where it is.
So basically,
So go on.
over here, there's
Run.
2 full lines. Okay. I can't run the vehicle.
Okay. Just remember where it is. He's gone barefoot. We weren't supposed to go down in the crops, but I think it's just on the edge. Okay. So next thing we can do if we're close. Next thing to do if we're close is to activate the beeper. And if you've been following along with this, you'll have set up your beeper in the Tyrannus, and we can use that now. And the only unfortunate thing is it's not very loud on the Tiny Hawk. But let's just flick that on,
But it's still good.
and we can hear beeping, can't we?
There.
Okay.
I'll go on barefoot.
Oh, I can hear it. Okay, I can see it. Brilliant. We found it.
Get it.
And that's why you set up a beeper. Have a look at video number 2 if you want to set up a beeper in your Tyrannus. There it is. Get off the crops, you bad lad. Don't ruin farmers' crops. We got it.
Yes, do anything to get over here. Even if you have sliders on after you take off your shoes like I did.
Where are your sliders?
They're back there.
Such a hot day. We're both in our sliders.
Yeah.
That's when FPV's at its best, when you come out in your sliders.
Yeah. Why have you put the beeper on again?
Flexing the beeper. We might as well do a quick turtle mode. Lest I just tripped over your sliders.
Yeah.
because we did set up turtle mode as well, didn't we? So let's say you crash. Now if you're in the long grass it won't make a difference because you'll be stuck either way. But if you crash like this and you're upside down, then you can activate turtle mode. Now we set turtle mode to this switch here. So you flick that on, nothing happens to begin with. But what you have to do is combine that with the arm switch. So turtle mode switch, then the arm switch, and now when we move this, what it does is it reverses the propeller direction. And that's going to allow us to flip it over. So you try and figure out which propellers aren't touching the ground. You can see those two there aren't. So that's if I pitch up. So all I'm going to do is pitch up. Oops. Let's do... Okay. This muddy ground isn't ideal. There we go. There we go. We covered it in dust. Absolutely. It's a bit underpowered, to be honest. Turtle mode isn't amazing on this, but it's worth having. It saved us the other day when Eli got stuck in a tree. I was able to use turtle mode to get out. So it's worth knowing how to do it, and it's something that you definitely want to set up when we progress and get onto the bigger quads later down the line. So there you go. Turtle mode, beeper, rescue, FPV, sunny day, good times.
We're gonna carry on flying, and we'll see you next video.